Here's Johnny. Why, thank you, Ed. Hello, hey, hi, social media family. Being of any subscribers and or any visitors as well, or subscribers and visitors alike to that being of my own social media channel and our chat and conversation. Yeah, keep coming back, Mr. or Miss Pop Up. There's always this character that pops on my social media channel. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, being of the same, so I say, and completing the flowing previous paradigm thought. The backtrack here to do so and going on to following. Whereas he or she, depending on whichever one's gender, is always popping on my channel to, for whatever reason, I take it is to trash it, of my own social media as an account holder, to become or be obnoxious, I can't fathom why would one do that. Don't even stay for a minute, at least, or a couple few minutes. But always comes on here for a couple few seconds and then just as quick pops out after a couple few seconds. As I was saying, I rest my case. Anyway, though, getting back to some of such other. So far as the basic intro, as an introduction, and to accompany the footnotes to this one particular social media broadcast, being of the present one, or video, however said, or whatever one wants to make it, well, that make it out to become or be, well, whatever. But anyway, how are you all doing? Well, hopefully everyone is doing at least okay, if not bad yet to be said, to be feeling all right, if not best of all to be said, to be feeling blessed and stressed, more blessed and stressed, and too blessed to possibly become or be stressed. You and yours, your family and friends, hopefully me and mine, likewise as well, are all the same, or regardless of how my person may have been feeling up under the weather lately, and most recently. Hopefully I feel much better now. And hold that thought. That's some of the good stuff, baby. Now, where was I? Before I were to become subjected to experiencing from Joe Biden, Elmer Fudd, a Sly Stallone episode, and all the while not, wanting to be confused with an idiot in a sickle who would dare be so cold-blooded or inconsiderate and attempt to make fun of the mentally challenged, then which is a cardinal sin in my book, especially, as I myself can or could possibly be considered as being partially mentally challenged, if you look at matters from one point of view, if not another. But then, no disrespect meant to our former ex-president of the u.s.a, being of whom I would much rather have in the White House than the, inconsiderate, unsympathetic, unempathetic, non-compassionate, baby killer, modern-day King Herod, abortionist supporter, president-elect. Anyway, though, yes, I myself personally am partly mentally challenged. If we're talking about, as I am not only, a person who had been diagnosed with manic depression, bipolar depression, or whatever I said, but also I'm a recovering chronic alcoholic and recovering drug addict. If we're talking about one who is recovering from the consistent habitual use the drug substance of marijuana. You know. But then anyway, though, as a backtrack here, so that I don't, as well, sound like I'm having a Ronald Wilson Reagan memory lapse episode either, as well as, it seemed like I'm coming off like the stutterer president elect of the USA, who could possibly be reading sticky notes or teleprompter, you know, as well be giving cue cards to remember to go to the washroom before he starts to look, not to mention smell, like a close relative of the tidy bowl man, you know, for the inside of a toilet, you know, whereas his droopy diaper drawers could be really sticking out like a sore thumb, looking and smelling like PU funk skunk, you know, or like a dead pig, a dead rat, or dead bat, as well as himself could possibly sound like bats in the belfry. Oh, bring that news correspondent, news journalist woman here. Bring her here. I want to hear what she has to say. She's one of my favorite ones. But Mr. President-elect, haven't you heard? Oh, what's that? Don't you remember? She had passed away either just the other day or last week or last month or last year. Oh, you don't say? Why didn't anybody tell me about that? That rather tragic, that is a tragic incident or well, whatever to be called. But we did tell you, Mr. President-elect. We told you something like from 100 to 1,000 or 1,000,000 times, and you just keep forgetting. What was that you say? I was forgetting something. What was it that I was forgetting? Exactly. See what I mean? Anyway, though, you all, it's been quite a day for me myself, Yeah. Lucy, where are you? Ba 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 ba. Oh, Alice, you're the greatest. Ba 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 ba. Yeah. Without any further ado, well, hopefully, and or without any possible and potential disruptions or interruptions to the broadcast, like what I have had as most recently. I can't say, well, it wasn't that most recent, wasn't ever so, or just most recently, but it wasn't that long ago. No, it was recent enough. As a matter of fact, it was more recent than you can't even begin to imagine. As recent as, like say last night. You hear what I'm saying? I had a bunch of internet trolls in here, attempting to come off as obnoxious. I mean, really now. I mean, they were going for broke, carrying on with all that crap on their part. I mean, I was like, what in the world? Did the world come to an end? And people are running for cover to try to find sanctuary anywhere had the terrorists hit again? Why have all these different, persons flooded that being of my own social media channel? And they're not coming on here trying to ask any relevant questions is what I meant to say, neither nor make any relevant statements, be it they themselves or relatives or friends of the different persons. They just come here sounding off like one flew over the cuckoo's nest. talking all kinds of crazy crap, you know. You know what I'm saying? Do you remember who the Christ was? Yeah. Let me see. He was that Martin Luther King Jr. guy or a fella or dude that was trying to reestablish heaven on the planet Earth here when America used to be great and no offense meant to you for all races of people, you know, being former ex-president Donald Trump, and the word "for" only means in the German language to be translated as to be defined as that of leader, you know, okay, not necessarily having to be, you know, associated with and representing a despot or dictator of some kind of a third world country or small nation that is attempting to conquer the world, you know. But anyway, getting back to some such that before I lose my train of thought, as well before I start to sound off like Mr. Stutterer. Yes. So I had all kinds of crackpots and cranks of internet troll characters coming on my own social media channel and into my chat room or comment session. I mean, they were going off the mouth, like, you know, whereas, like, say for example, in putting forth something, so I paraphrase, not quote exactly, or to put forth a hypothetical, you know, a hypothetical dialogue of communications well, whatever I said. Like say for example, like whereas one be asked, who in your opinion, who in your views and opinions was or is the Christ? Oh yeah, he's that Martin Luther King guy, fellow dude who wanted to come back to the planet here in some form or fashion. Somebody wanted to reestablish himself in the world and to help the prophet being former ex-president Donald Trump to make America, the USA, great again. Not that there was anything crazy about President Donald Trump's government administration of politics, but there is something rather peculiar of the present president-elect's political administration. That's for sure. Especially with he himself having ordered U.S. military troops to prematurely pour out of a third world country that was quite friendly to our own USA, and therefore could have possibly played a big hand in sabotaging or sacrificing that third world country's democracy. Meaning that because after the U.S. military troops had pulled out of there, then the Islamic Muslim terrorists, who can be compared onto Mexican drug cartel lords, had took control of it, you know. And then to add insult to injury, whereas he himself had left not just hundreds or millions of dollars, not just hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars. Did I leave out one? Yeah. Nah, I'm becoming quite forgetful. Hope now experience, you know. In addition, a speech impediment, speech defect episode well remember that. But not just hundreds or thousands or millions of dollars, but billions of dollars of military equipment and arsenal and motor vehicles, automobiles, motor vehicles, and aerodynamic vehicles, they're in a third world country so that these foreign terrorists could take control of some or take possession of that to be possibly used against our own U.S. military and our own, American democracy. And then himself is not safeguarding or protecting our borders like he could, Moving right along, just get me thinking about it. Check out this comic book I bought. This is the shit actor, one of the best comics, man. Boom, 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 boom. Check it out. Snoop Dogg, Frog Hog. Da 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 da. Put it up, put it up, put. This is one of my favorite comic books. Yeah. Da 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 da. Oh, there's the secret organization that I could possibly be associated with, representing. Oh, da 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 da. Oh, I did it again. Did I do it again? Oh, I forgot to cover up the other part of some such. Oh, whoa. Did I do it again? Whoa. Cover up part of it. Whoa. I got no qualms with the what you call freaking booty idiots or fairy butt imbeciles or fart buns ignoramuses, or the choking idiot airheads, for some such other, or cock sucking, cock sucking Ivy League associates. No, I should put it. No, I'm destroying my good testimony in Christ's name, am I not? It got kind of weird getting it. I'm sorry, Jojo Rabbit. Not that I mean to hold anybody hostage or dictate or bully anybody in a negative way. As one of them cowardly terrorists want to be. It got kind of weird, huh? Come on, Jojo Rabbit, go to bed with me now. I was just warming up your bed, rather. I'm about to get out of it. Unless you permit me to have a sleepover with you. Not that I am a certain Catholic priest, not that all Catholic priests misuse and abuse boys. Although there are Catholic priests that misuse and abuse boys more than Catholic nuns, and so much for that. Yeah, I had quite a bit of a day up with you all. I'm still feeling kind of up on the weather, as I suspect that certain ones of these proverbial neighbors from down hell could possibly have something to do with my latest battle with physical ailments, But then I can't really complain. I'm still here, Yeah. And moving right along. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. This is the best beverage in the world. H2O water. You better believe it, baby. Yeah. Speaking upon some of such other. Yeah, they don't want none of this. Since that last time I put a whipping on their ears, man, I threw down, man. Boom, 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 boom. Gave them cauliflower ears with the words I was like throwing down with. It was like a heavyweight professional boxer beating up a punching bag on an opponent. Now I laid something heavy on their eardrums. They had to take a hiatus, a vacation from my social media channel, a chat room, you know, because I'd be like saying, "Come on, come on, if you dare. Can you dig it? Do you dare? Can you risk the challenge to your minds?" I like to have fun, you all. Though I'm not goofy all the time. Regardless of how these weather temps could have one of many, you know, seeming to be that much more than ever before. After all, as you all know, that there's a global pandemic still going on, regardless of how, it's supposed to become less of a devastating status onto the global community for our own human species. But then, nevertheless, a lot of doctors and nurses, I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of doctors and nurses, they're not into the make you well business. They're into the keep you sick and make you sicker business. Same can be said of pharmacists, because that's how they get their money. Ching, ching, ching. Not all pharmacists, as well as not all doctors are trying to, destroy you, but more than quite a few of them, likewise, like more than quite a few doctors and nurses, they're not in it to make you get better, or reduce your symptoms or to cure you of a physical ailment. They're just in it for the money, Okay, not all of them, but more than quite a few of them. And it could possibly, not just possibly, but could possibly be not the half of it, Or I don't think I would be wrong to say that is possibly probably an understatement to say that, half, but if anything, the majority of most of them, they're just in it for the money. Therefore, your average American citizen or foreigner who do not have a doctor's degree or not even a nurse's degree, accomplishment or achievement or credentials, had better exercise one's rights and privileges to make use of not only over-the-counter drugs, do your own research on some such, but home remedies for that matter, to compensate or to become a supplement to, doctors and pharmacists' prescription medicines. Not that I would be wanting to become some kind, sort of type of a, sci-fi social science guinea pig, human guinea pig, or lab test monkey for any doctor or pharmacist. God forbid. You hear what I'm saying? Because the devil is busy in this day and age, and especially the likes of some of the most venomous being of these prosperity preacher televangelists, whatever religious denomination, with their with their many different updated versions of the Jonestown Kool-Aid mixed punch, take you out in a minute's notice. You know what I'm saying? You don't be careful. You know, like certain doctors and nurses don't have your better interest in mind compared to other ones. You know, same be said how certain pharmacists don't have your better interest. I said don't. Certain pharmacists don't have your better interest in mind either compared to other ones. You know. Okay. And I'm a recovering alcohol. I'm a recovering chronic alcoholic, and I'm a recovering drug addict. And we're talking about in regard reference to the wacko weed, reefer, peyote, marijuana. They're my drug of choice. And I'm also a recovering gambler. You know, so I'm fighting three fronts. You know, of addictions. You know, and I can't afford to get sick, even while I'm in recovery. You know, so how much less if I were to go back to any of those addictions or vices and the different ones being in which I had mentioned, you know, because you would be opening yourself up if you open up any of those cans of worms, because you'd be surprised who'd be out here in the streets, you know, watching you at a distance, contemplating that closing the gap between you and them so they can come in for the kill and you become a casualty in this great spiritual warfare, and even so of a physical one. Because people are out here hurting for $1, you know. Some will practically, if not possibly, do some of anything and everything to add more money to their budgets, to their bank accounts. Then there are others that would do possibly anything and everything to do so, you know. Okay. Some be scoping others during the daylight hours so that they could get back with you during nighttime or for the evening ones. Because I know this one black brother, I be seeing him, you know, like practically my pocket all the time. I be like wondering, have I acquired another stalker, you know? I assume to give him a left and a right hook if you get too close for comfort, and remind me of any one of these here characters of my worst neighbors from down hell, then of whom are creepier than the last ones. You know, you'd be surprised who'd be out here, you know, watching you at a distance so they could come in for the kill, close the gap between you and them as you become the target of their attentions. As they focus their attention upon you, you become a target of prey, especially if they be of the likes of, you know, riff-raff characters, the rank and file of the criminal elements of any given society, country, or nation, being of the likes of the sexual predators, or rapists, or worse yet, pedophiles, being of the likes who mainly or mostly prey upon women and children, or boys and girls, or boys even so, not to mention the girls, as much as women, and sometimes more than they would, you know, prey upon women, you know. And being of whatever race and whatever walks of life, the predators and the prey, you know, and then meet you off at the pass. I heard tell, and this is supposed to be a real life incident. It was a major news headline story upon the different news channel stations, you know, of an older homeless male having raped and molested a younger homeless male as he met him off at the pass and then slit his throat from ear to ear. You know, all the same as I heard of another urban legend horror story about either a lawyer woman or paralegal female law firm personnel had gotten sexually assaulted or raped by some or such homeless riffraff, you know, who hid out overnight in a law firm or in a building or a given address location within a major metropolitan city and for downtown vicinity area, hid out in the building where the law firm is situated or established upon its principal properties. And then come the next morning where it's either a lawyer woman or a female paralegal law firm personnel. The lawyer woman, a female paralegal law firm personnel was the first one on the scene at that given moment in time for the next business day, all by herself. And then her would-be rapist of a male sexual predator, animal monster character, come out of hiding, and then come up behind her. Being the witch is the most effective way for a rapist or pedophile to come at one's victim. Being a target of prey. He grabbed her from behind and supposedly either had thrown her on top of the desk or threw her on the carpet or floor or the rug. And he got jiggy with it. From there, depending on what she was wearing, she hadn't been wearing a pants outfit where he pulled down her pants with her panties to and below her knees, or she herself was wearing a dress, being a knee length or a skirt going halfway across her upper thighs or legs, whereas he could have likewise pulled her dress or skirt up above her waist and then pulled her panties to and below her knees, and then he got up in there, and regardless of whether or not he went for seconds, well, on average or mainly or mostly, any male sexual predator animal monsters attacking females, they go at their prey, spread eagle style. Unless they're going for second, then they do them doggy style. Because, the not so average rapist or pedophile would be the only ones. Then likes who are in the females. I'm saying the average as male, not that I mean the sound seem like I'm contradicting myself, but the average male sexual predator animal monster is a rapist and a pedophile who attacks females, a woman and girl. But I'm not saying for this sake of argument, and more than just as a fit of speech, that the not so average male sexual predator animal monster with rapist or pedophile would be of the few, being alike who are in the females who would go at a female or woman girl from behind doggy style, because the average one of a male sexual predator animal monster rapist or pedophile who is in the female or woman girls would mainly or mostly go at them spread eagle style, not hitting and quit it from behind doggy style, but you know, as in being back of them, of the female victim, but would be literally actually on top of them and have the female or woman girl up under them while they're going at them spread eagle style in that particular sexual position, and at the same time could possibly have a man to bust slob in their mouth and get sucking on their boobs. Remind me of the young girl that ventured out, to try to make it to school before even the birds were to get up to do their beautiful chirping sound music. Not to mention the school crossing guards. And then whereas this monster caught up with this underage female mind of a girl, regardless of whether she herself was an adolescent or teenager, or worse yet, a preteen. He caught her and beat the crap out of her. I mean, he beat her brutally or viciously, before he went for her to get some such free pussy from her and get a freebie, a poontang from her. I mean, see, man, supposed to have given her a black eye, bloody nose, a broken jaw, a few cracked ribs, and he made her partly paraplegic, and supposed to have beaten her into a coma before she was discovered the next day, and I didn't keep up with the current events or that particular news headline story. So I cannot really give you specifics of who she was, even so, not to mention the male predator character that had attacked or assaulted her or raped or molested her. But once they found her, she was like practically, if not possibly, dead as a doorknob. That's all I remember. Hopefully, she survived that incident because he beat the crap out of her before he before he snatched her panty, before he took the pussy from her. You know, overgrown perv of a male. He may well have been like Jack the Ripper then, though he got the pussy or poontang from her, but he beat her so brutally or viciously, you know. I'm like, damn. Well, if you're gonna come up doing all that to a female victim of prey that becomes the target for your sexual assault, sexual advances, sexual assault, rape. You know, if you're gonna beat her so brutally or bitch, I mean, I'm just saying, you know, then why even bother to, because your actions are more of violent, aggressive nature than to try to, really get some or such enjoyment out of penetrating your female victim, you know. I'm just saying, not that I'm condoning sexual assault or rape, but I'm like saying, he might have just gone ahead. I mean, he gonna put all this severe or serious beating on her. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking from a logical point of view. If you look at it in one regards, not another. I mean, he beats the crap out of her. He might well be been like Jack the Ripper, you know. He could have possibly beat her just as much as he took the pussy from her. Could have possibly beat her that much more in some such other way than to have got the pussy or release sexual frustration from himself by raping or molesting her by having inserted his penis in her vagina or his dick in her pussy or poontang. You might have just gone ahead and, done like Jack the Ripper did. If you're going to do all that beating on it. I'm sorry, I destroyed my good testimony. Now I'm off the drunken sailor on shore leave. Whereas I may have well employed the usages of exclusive friendly. I might well have got the cussing and swearing like a drunken sailor with all them nasty cuss words, or words that would be considered as cuss words if you look at it from one point of view, if not another. So far, the description of the physical anatomy of private parts of crotch areas was should have kept it kosher by just saying penis and vagina. Sorry about that. I apologize. But then, anyway, though, I'm about to close out, and for whatever you want to make of the social media broadcast, I didn't really describe so much as what happened to me today or what I had become involved in. Not that any of you all are my PO, probation officer, Then I support my local police, not any and every police, because not all police are cops. Not all police officers, cops ought to be considered as officer friendlies, if you know what I mean, because there's a lot of dirty cops out here themselves misrepresenting that police badge of authority and police uniform, etc. But anyway, I'm gonna close on this last note of interest. Let me take for what you want. If any of you have not yet accepted Christ as your personal Lord, I hope that you would think to do so now while the blood is still running warm in vain, but recognizing realizing what he himself had done and did upon the cross of Calvary, suffering at the hands of Roman soldiers upon orders, their superiors, these Pharisees, Sadducees, Roman centurions, as well as Roman Caesars, where he gave his life across the Calvary, crucified between two trees, so that you won't have to go to hell, but so that you can go to heaven in due time. Well, take care. Y'all. Peace.